I stand here, I tell this courtesan officer that the case is not weak. On the contrary, I do not want to describe it because that would be improper. Suffice to say that it is not weak.
The stakes are high for the investigating Directorate in its high-profile corruption case against the former National Assembly Speaker, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. The investigating Directorate was established as a permanent entity within the National Prosecuting Authority, tasked with probing and prosecuting high-level and complex corruption cases including common law and statutory offences. South Africans also expected those implicated in state capture corruption to be prosecuted by this unit. Shortly after the work of the Commission, a spate of high-profile arrests ensued. It appeared that the unit was delivering on its mandate, particularly nabbing those seen as the political elite. Things, however, would not be that simple. In November last year, former Eskom boss Matshela Koko and his co-accused let out a sigh of relief after the Kusile corruption case was struck off the roll following unreasonable delays. But the NPA can reinstate charges.
Can't make such allegations, investigate them for more than 5 years, bring me to court, wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, more than 12 months later you're not ready to give me to go to trial.
The Nulani matter, which involved the first state capture trial, resulted in the discharge of the accused last year, when the Bloemfontein High Court found that the prosecution had failed to show what happened to the money that had allegedly flowed from state coffers. The Gupta family, which is seen as central to the alleged state capture, are still at large, with the extradition not seeing any movement. Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, who chaired the Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture in 2018, will see his term as the top judge of the land end in August. He will vacate his office 6 years later without seeing a single high-profile conviction emanating from the work of the Commission.
What we have got to emphasize is that it doesn't help for the police or the NPA to rush to take cases to court when they are not ready, because then people who are otherwise guilty will go off scot-free. So it is important that the police and the NPA do a proper and thorough job, so that when they present cases to the courts, they have investigated them thoroughly and they can be confident that there will be a conviction.
The NPA is of the view that criticisms that it is failing in prosecuting corruption matters are without merit, stating that over the past few years, hundreds of government officials have been convicted for corruption. The South African lens, however, appears to be concerned with the prosecution of high-profile figures. The NPA's latest handling of the arrest of Mapisa-Nqakula was criticized by some as giving the former Speaker of the National Assembly special treatment.
In many of these cases involving white-collar criminals, you often make, as a prosecutor, we make arrangements with the lawyers acting for the suspect to bring the suspect to court. So this is not unusual.
Legal analysts argue that as long as high-profile individuals escape the rule of law, confidence in the criminal justice system will remain in the balance. Kani Mapanga, SABC News, Johannesburg.